Okay, go for it.
This is Dr. Will Haas from ViveWellness.com. You're listening to Vroom Vroom Veer with Jeff Smith, reminding you you can take charge of your health and wellness.
See, you can. Okay, let me hit stop. I'll be right back.
Are you ready to thoughtfully steer away from your revved up, frenzied, and far too often scripted life? Then welcome to Vroom Vroom Veer with Jeff Smith, where he guides you down the road differently traveled by sharing unique experiences with guests who have managed to shift away from a life stuck on cruise control and veered their way into a more authentic and fulfilling one in all sorts of interesting and kind of remarkable ways. Get ready to vroom vroom veer with your differently traveled road chauffeur, Jeff Smith.
Adele Spraggon, thank you so much for being on Vroom Vroom Veer and welcome to the show. How's it going?
It's going great, Jeff, and thank you very much for having me.
We finally nailed it down. We got here.
We finally did, yes. Yeah, it's funny. I had the wrong week and the wrong time. I don't know how I did that on my calendar.
It all worked out. I think you were originally scheduled like in and around the holidays and then had to rebook. And then, yeah, well, that's all right. Usually, like whenever I have people booked for the show around the holidays, I assume most of those people are going to rebook.
Mm. It's a very
chaotic.
busy time of year.
It's just chaotic.
It is.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to forget so many things. It's just going to, oh, I can't do that show. I have to do this, and I have to make cookies and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Okay, so you are at adelespraggon.com. So talk a little bit about what you're most excited about in your business today.
I am. Well, this year I started training facilitators. So
Whoa. That's huge.
Yes,
huge.
It really is. It's a big step. It's taking the business to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting to take your intellectual property and everything that you do personally and teach somebody else how to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting transition.
But that's sort of like the beginning of what could be a legacy thing, right? That means it can survive you, which is awesome. You know,
well, that's exactly
it. Stop when you stop, which is great.
That's right. And for many thought leaders, it does stop with the individual, right?
Yeah.
So to pass that on.
Right.
And I'm 62 this year. So I started thinking exactly like that. Like, how do I pass on this legacy?
Yeah.
How do I retire effectively? So, so that's the next stage. So,
good for you.
And they're doing really, really well. They've all chosen their specialty field.
Yeah.
The area that they are going to support in.
Uh-huh.
And so they are doing really well, and they should all graduate by April.
Wow.
And then the
batch one. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's huge. Congratulations. Good for you. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
So let's talk about how you got here, right? So where did you grow up?
So I was born in England, but I am what is called a shell baby. So
shell baby. I've never heard of a shell baby. I don't know what that is. Okay.
So my parents moved to Venezuela when I was 3 years old because my father was in Shell Oil.
Okay. And shell baby. That kind of shell baby.
Shell baby. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we ended up in Venezuela, and I grew up there. So lived there for
from England.
11 years.
How long were you in England? Just born there and then moved right away?
So born there and moved from England when I was 3.
Okay. So didn't really know much about beans for breakfast or anything like that.
No, but we did go home every year for a holiday. So I did have beans for breakfast.
It's the surprising thing about England for me.
Yeah. And now I'm in Canada. So we moved from Venezuela to Canada. And so that's where I've settled. So
what sort of citizenship did you end up with?
I never became a Venezuelan citizen. We were always landed immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a British citizen then? UK citizen?
I am. I'm British and Canadian. I have a dual passport.
Oh, now you have a dual passport. Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
See, things I didn't know. I'm learning right away. That's awesome. Good for you.
There you go.
I love it. So you
my
spend your formative years in Venezuela? Is that
my formative years look much like your background? For anybody who's watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Jeff's background was where I grew up.
On a
So,
beach.
on a beach.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Palm trees. Excellent.
Yes.
Wow. Venezuela.
Yes.
I know zero about Venezuela.
Yeah, well, right now it's in a very difficult situation, as most people know.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of oil there.
there is a lot of oil.
I've learned that. Whenever you're wondering what's going on, why are we talking about this place? It's probably because there's a lot of oil there.
Because of oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait until we are all on solar. We don't have to worry about the oil anymore.
Yeah. Have you checked out this show on Paramount Plus, Landman, with Billy Bob Thornton?
I've heard so much about it. Everybody's telling me to watch it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's a little bit much to take. So go in knowing it's a modern adult show, but definitely worth the watch. It's hilarious, extreme. That's what I'll say. Hilarious and very extreme.
Okay, I look forward to seeing that. That sounds intriguing.
I think you'll learn about you'll be like, oh yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into that. Okay, so interesting. So did you do I'm sorry. Tell me again. When did you leave Venezuela and then end up in Canada?
Right. So when I was 13, we moved here. To Canada,
right?
I should say. So it was just my formative young childhood growing up that I lived in Venezuela.
Nothing wrong with that. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So do you still speak Espanol?
I don't. Unfortunately, I lost it all. At 62, I no longer remember.
I get it.
Spanish.
I get it. I took a bunch of I took a bunch of Spanish in high school, and I can still say like insert papers face up.
Yes.
That's because I read it on the copier.
Yes. Yeah. And Venezuela is very interesting in that, and rightly so, we weren't very welcome. Right.
Sure.
Being British, American, Canadian.
Yeah.
So they really separated us from themselves.
Got it. Yeah.
So I went to a British school. Didn't go to a Venezuelan school.
Got it.
Yeah, but the people are amazing. I got to say, they are truly, truly remarkable people.
I know what you're talking about because I was in the military for a long time. And when you're, you could say like I was stationed in Japan 2 times, right? And I was, but it's just like what you're talking about. Like the base is like this little island of the U.S.
Very segregated, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go off base, but you don't really, like all the people that you interact with for the most part speak English. You're not learning that much about the culture unless you're doing it on the weekends, right? But your primary time, like for you, it would have been in school. It's like you're in a pocket of England or the United States or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've noticed that these little enclaves of Western society permeate the world.
Yes. Yeah. And more so, I find these days, right? With the retreats and the resorts and all of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you go on vacation to a place like, I don't know, anywhere in South America or Mexico, you're basically going to be on some sort of Western style enclave. And it's up to you not to be there, right? You can, they're not going to stop you from leaving, they're going to probably write your name down and maybe take some fingerprints.
Yeah, that's it.
Hope you come back. I don't want to scare people. It's not that bad. You should get off of the enclave. I think you'll be okay for the most part. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about like high school time and college. Like, where did you do that? You were in Canada?
Yeah. So I was in Canada then.
Okay.
So I went to, I went to high school here.
Okay. And where's here again in Canada?
Ontario. So I'm in Ontario.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, high school wasn't much. My self-esteem at the time was probably in the toilet, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, my father was mentally ill. So by the time I was born, he was already showing signs of that.
Okay.
So moving to Venezuela, my mother, she has 3 young children in tow, 3 young girls. So my eldest sister was 5 at the time. My other sister, her middle daughter is 4, and I'm 3.
Wow.
And so
Really
yeah,
close together too.
really close together. She doesn't speak the language. She doesn't work. Okay, so
Right.
she is stuck in this relationship with a man who is now mentally ill, incapacitated,
Oh my
in a
goodness.
strange country, and
Wow.
trying to raise her three daughters. So it was a pretty complex trauma childhood. I'll just say that.
I bet. Yeah.
So by the time we came here, there was a lot of cleanup to do.
Stuff to
we'll
deal
say.
with. You had a lot of capital T's to deal with.
Yes, yes.
Capital T
so,
as in trauma. Okay.
yeah.
So what was the nature of his mental illness? Was it like a
He was diagnosed with many things.
Okay.
But honestly, I believe he was a malignant narcissist. Now
Okay.
that I've reflect back on what he was doing, why he was doing it, was very sadistic,
wow.
very paranoid,
Yikes.
very violent. So exceptionally violent.
Wow.
Tried to kill us all at one point.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, that just from the diagnosis, I would say he was probably malignant narcissist. What he was diagnosed with was bipolar disorder, paranoid schizophrenia. Every therapist came up with a different theory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And at those times, the mental illness prescriptions were not as good as they are today.
Right.
So, you know, he was taking these horse pills.
Yeah.
I remember.
No, I get it. And those pills were like you took them and then you were like comatose, right? Or close
and yet
to
he
it.
wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't.
The interesting thing was is
Wow.
my mother took one once because she couldn't sleep. And so she
Right.
decided she was going to take one of these so-called sleeping pills.
Yeah.
She was knocked out for 3 days, but my father was not. It did
Wow.
not affect his brain at all. So it was
Wow.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So,
he had been taking them for a long time, I suppose you get some sort of like tolerance.
I guess,
Yeah,
right?
it's gotta be
It's like
the
any
answer.
addiction.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you
No,
stop
that's-
feeling it, right?
I there was another guy. Well, it wasn't on my podcast, but Victor Gabor talked about this. He's like an addiction guy. I think he's a therapist in Canada too.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, like, most overdoses aren't necessarily because you're getting an overdose, but something happened. So, like, what happens with, say, like somebody with heroin, right? They've got this whole like ritual that they go through to score and then prepare and then get all their stuff out and do all this, right? So the ritual gives the brain a chance to downregulate
Oh.
all the chemistry in your brain. And,
Yeah.
and it's going, oh my God, it's going to happen again, right? And then it's ready for the shot, right?
Interesting.
So an overdose is not the dose. It's somehow that pre-injection ritual was interrupted, right? Like, oh my God, I got to get the
Interesting.
shot, right? And they just skip everything and just go right to shot, and there's no down regulation, and then you're done. You know, I was like, wow.
The brain is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like the way it can
human body
protect
is
us
just, yeah.
is incredible. And that's
Amazing.
why I love working with it.
Yeah.
Because it never ceases to amaze me like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, never mind. I can't come up with
It's something to do with addicts
That's
and
what happens
overdoses.
at 62, right?
Happens
Your
at
brain just
happens to me all the time, so don't worry about it. Especially when I try to come up with a name, right? I got really lucky. I came up with Victor Gabor. Usually I say, never mind, I'll think of it later.
yes, exactly.
Not important.
Exactly. Not important.
Not important. Anyway, so let's lots of trauma as a childhood. So you survive high school, and then what do you do?
Survive high school, yes. So
Okay.
then I was such lacking in self-esteem
Okay.
that I got this boyfriend, and he says to me, want to go to college? Now, college is not university in Canada. College is like a trade school.
Okay.
So I say, sure. He says, what do you want to take? I said, whatever you're taking, just sign me up. So that
Right.
was how I started my career.
Okay.
Talk about vroom, right? No choice. He signs me up for accounting, which I am like round peg, square hole, right?
Okay.
I am not an accountant. So
Understand.
here I am. I start my career in finance, in accounting.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So
graduate
was that
from
like a
that.
2-year deal or a 4-year deal?
3 years.
A 3-year
3-year
deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did you think you had a grasp of accounting by the time you finished and just didn't like it? I mean,
I guess I did. Like I
Okay.
was always very hardworking and
Got it.
always a people pleaser.
like I
coming
know
from
I
that.
can get money from this. Let's double down.
It wasn't so much money. It was more a fear of letting anybody down.
Okay.
So I
right.
would just continuously do good work
Got
in
it.
order not
Got it.
to let anybody down.
Understood. I totally yes. I get that. People pleaser.
So-
yes, right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't want to get
So
yelled at. Make people smile.
exactly.
Everything will be fine.
Keep the peace.
That's
Make
right.
sure you stay under the radar. Make sure you do
Right.
everything right.
Right.
Never get caught at anything bad.
Totally. That's all comes from the trauma. Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
So
You don't really give
so
a
I
shit.
did
You're
quite
just
well.
trying not to get hurt.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
That talks a lot. That informs a lot of my childhood as well. Look, when I was a kid and people would ask me what my favorite X is, I would say I don't know what's cool. I don't know. I don't know. So nobody likes that answer. So I started just making up favorites for everything on the spot.
Yes.
What's your favorite color? I don't know. Orange.
Yeah.
And I would just pick orange because not a lot of people said orange. Which
Yeah, but
Anyway.
that complex trauma, right? It makes you a chameleon. Like you just
Right.
fit in with whatever anybody wants because that's
Yeah.
the safest thing to do. Right?
Exactly.
So always on high alert, always with radar out on how everybody's feeling in the
Right.
room,
Right.
and
Okay.
always able to say exactly what they want you to hear
Right.
or they want to hear.
Right. Or make a joke, maybe.
Or make a joke. Yeah.
Right. I think at some point early in my Air Force career, I learned that people really like goofballs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want you around. If you're going to make people laugh, they like you. You know, it's like
Yes.
they don't really like you, but they like having people like you around. How's that sound?
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as you're not funny anymore, then you can go away.
Many stand-up comedians have complex trauma in their past.
know.
And that's
I
why they
know.
do what they do,
I
right?
know,
Because
yes.
it's easier to make people laugh.
Right.
than
It's a
to-
whole complex defense mechanism.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you
I
get out, and did you get a job in accounting?
I did.
Excellent.
I did. And I kept getting promotions because I was a good girl and
Right.
always did everything right.
Right.
And so by the time I had 2 children,
Okay.
by the time I got my second child, the idea of going back into that job just made me want to just lay down and never get out of bed.
I know that feeling.
And I thought, I can't do it.
I can't
I
do
just
it
can't do
anymore.
it.
Wow.
Can't do it.
That's
So
a big veer moment right there.
It was a huge veer, and it was a cutoff point. My mind just said, enough. You're not doing this anymore.
Wow.
And emotionally, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Wow.
So I decided, okay, how am I going to make money? So
Right.
I thought, well, I can run a daycare from my house. So I switched from being an accountant
Interesting.
to bringing in 5 children and
Okay.
running a little mini daycare from my basement.
Did the fact that you knew a little bit about accounting help that?
Not at all.
Not
it
at
was,
all.
It was
Not
a
at all.
completely vroom moment.
Okay.
Like,
Yes. This is like, I'm getting out of here. I need a plan B. Right.
I need a plan
It's
B.
the first thing you landed on. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that work out?
Actually, really well. I kept my kids at home and we had great times. We went to the zoo all the time. We
Sure.
went to the beach. We went everywhere. And we could afford to do that because I had these other kids that were paying the bills, basically.
That's great.
So it worked out really great.
Yeah. Good for you. And you're not doing accounting anymore.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Did you do your
Exactly.
own books or did you hire it out? Or
I know I did my own books.
of course you did.
Yeah. Even though I hated doing them, I did do
At
my own
least you
books.
were doing your own books.
Yes.
Yes. Right. So you're not having, you're just like, I'll get through this, whatever.
I'll do what I have to do. Exactly.
Right. And then at
Exactly.
some point, QuickBooks became a thing and it got real easy.
You know what? I never could learn QuickBooks. I tried so hard.
Really?
And I could not learn it. I was always
Wow.
manual, right?
All
Because
ledgers, books, pen.
all ledgers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my wife still uses a pen and paper checkbook register.
Yeah.
Why change it if it works?
And I think it works so much better than all these computers, honestly, myself, but I'm old school. So
Oh, I get it. Yeah. I mean, I've tried to play with QuickBooks and the thing is it's like accounting is like a language. And if you don't take the time to learn it, it doesn't matter if you've got a computer telling you what to do. You still don't understand that language.
right. Exactly.
Don't show me positive numbers with negative things next to it. What are you doing? It's so fundamental.
Exactly.
Stop doing that. Anyway, sorry. That's my rant on accounting.
It is another language, and
It is.
it's not one that's intuitive either.
No, not at all. Okay, so how did you end up getting to this point where you decide to write a book and start talking about, like, I don't know, the human subconscious?
Yeah, behavior change, right?
Yeah.
Well, throughout this entire time, ever since childhood, I had been having panic attacks, and they were ongoing.
Right. Probably
because
goes
of my
back to that childhood. Yes.
Sure. And
So you never had any sort of therapy or treatment, or?
I did.
Oh.
I was, as soon as I had children, I decided, okay, I need therapy. So the very first,
for you.
I think
Wow.
I was even pregnant when I went to my first therapist.
Wow.
And said,
Okay.
I don't want to repeat any of the mistakes that my parents made.
Wow.
And I had this idea in my head, Jeff, which sounds so idealistic now.
Sure.
But I had heard that by doing my own work, I could heal 7 generations forward and 7 generations back.
Ooh,
So I went in with this idealistic, lofty goal, right?
Lofty goal.
But typical childhood trauma reaction that we will do it on behalf of somebody else. We can't do it for ourselves, typically, right?
Okay.
Someone who has a lot of trauma.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're doing it for your kids or in their
I was doing it for my kids. I was doing it for their kids. I was doing it for my parents. I was doing it for my grandparents. I was going to heal all of these generations through me, right?
Okay.
So yeah, really egotistic, lofty goals, right?
Right.
But it motivated me and it kept me going. And I was hell-bent on healing myself, like hell-bent.
Okay.
So I went to therapy. I meditated. In fact, I joined this meditation group where you had to go to the temple every day for 6 months. If you missed a day, you were
recycled?
told to leave.
Wow.
Yes. And I did it with all these kids and working my tail off during the day. Every evening I would leave my kids with my husband and I would go to that temple, and I was hell-bent on getting better.
Right.
But still, I couldn't stop these panic attacks. Just every night I would wake up 2:00 in the morning. I could time it. I would wake up, my heart beating like crazy, sweating, figures looming over my bed,
Sure.
like it was just awful.
Yeah.
So I kept going to therapy. I kept meditating. I kept doing all this stuff. I started doing pranayama. I started doing yoga. I was trying everything I could to fix it. Nothing worked.
Wow.
And then one day I just had this epiphany. It was like I was journaling, and I wrote in my journal, this isn't me. This is a pattern in my brain that is having all of these panic attacks. And I thought, at first when I wrote it, I thought, what the heck does that mean? A pattern in my brain,
That's amazing.
But the more I started thinking about it.
And that just came to you as a little intuition kind of.
Just as an intuition. It was just like, if I didn't have that trauma, then I wouldn't have this panic. I wouldn't have this high level of anxiety, right?
Right.
And so it had to be a neural pathway in my brain that was causing that reaction.
Totally.
Rather than something innate in myself.
Right. It was put there.
It was put there. So
right.
I thought, okay, can I go and study the human brain and understand how it works to create this reaction that I was having?
Okay. Interesting.
So at that point, I went to university, I enrolled. Now, I didn't want to take psychiatry and I didn't want to take neuroscience. I didn't want to take anything like that. I really wanted to understand humanity itself.
Okay.
So I took the humanities and I started to study, like, what is it about this brain? How does it work? And I was looking at literature, I was looking at history, I was looking at all the different philosophers and all of this stuff. Wow. And I pieced it all together. And I went, yeah, our brain is a pattern maker.
Yes.
It creates patterns.
Right.
Once we have one of those patterns, it's our nervous system that is reacting first. And then our brain is just interpreting that nervous system.
Right.
And bringing in different beliefs and different behaviors and different actions.
Right.
In order to survive. And as long as that pattern remains in our brain, we will continue I would continue with those panic attacks. Right. I would continue with that same behavior, right?
It's you can use a computer analogy that makes sense, right?
Yes, exactly. The hardware and the software,
well,
right?
Yeah, that's a really good, it's kind of like where I was going, but like, I there's so many different ways to come at this, but they're all sort of metaphorical. So I want you to take those. Everything I say is metaphoric, right? It's like that. It's not it's like it, right? And you get that. I'm saying that for people listening. So yeah, it's almost like it goes from everything from the mundane, right? Like when I started talking about like, just like simple things, like going for a walk, right? Mm-hmm. You've got a little program in your brain that moves your body.
That's right.
And you can chat with it, it's there. It's like a little thing, So I call that just like, that's like a little subroutine, right? A tiny little program that has a little job, right? When I go for a walk, you're doing that. You can trust that guy to keep you from falling down and running in the shit. But,
that's right.
Right. Yeah. But you've also got like whole big blown, like there's this guy out there and I'm blanking on his name. So I'm going to apologize for everybody, but he does this thing called, it's parts therapy, but it's got this other name. Right.
Okay.
But the gist is like, you've got these bigger subroutines that are almost like a partial version of you. Right.
A different identity. Yes.
A different identity. It's a sub identity, right? It's like the guy that you need to talk to your mom and dad.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy that you need that get you through, drinking at a bar with your buddies. It's just all
the guy that you need at work, right?
Exactly. The guy you need at work, the guy you need with your wife. Right.
Yeah.
So you've got all of these sub-yous, right?
Yes.
And they fire off at different times and they're usually really great. They keep you out of trouble. But sometimes you get one that is, malformed, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That rages or that has panic attacks or that. Yeah. Absolutely.
They're all there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we know what this was. This was a malformed sub-identity or sub-part, right?
Yeah. Or I'd even go so far as to say everybody has unique identities within them.
Yeah.
Right? And they're all
almost
caused
like
by these different patterns.
Full-blown people, almost. Right.
Absolutely. And we're different. You're different when you're sitting in front of the TV than you are when you're at work, than you are, like you're saying.
Right.
You're just a different person. And that's okay. That's
normal.
Correct.
That's normal.
That is how it needs to be.
And if they're healthy, everything's okay.
Yes. And most of us do have mostly healthy parts.
For the most part. Right.
Yeah. A few that misfunction.
Right.
It's just saying.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so how did this help you then unpack that and reprogram
So once I understood what it was that I had to do,
right,
and then I had all of this meditation that I'd already built up, right? Because at this point I was a very powerful meditator.
Interesting.
And so I started to just observe my brain. What was it doing?
Right.
And I started to look at it not from the perspective of that's me, but with this detached awareness that you gain through meditation.
Right. Give it some space.
give it some space,
Right.
slow it down, right? Like really look at it, minute moment by minute moment.
Right.
And so my next time I woke up into this state of a panic and I was awake, everything just slowed right down. And I watched my brain.
That meditative mind sort of kicked in. That's the whole point of meditation.
That's right. Exactly. And so I was able to observe what was happening moment to moment throughout this panic attack. And I watched my body reacting first. So it wasn't my mind that was panicking. I always had the impression it was my mind that was doing consciously, sorry, not consciously, but the driver, right? But it wasn't. It was my body.
Right.
So my nervous system was reacting. My mind was kind of looking around going, what's here that requires me to panic? So it was leaping butterfly style from thought to thought, trying to land on something that would make sense out of my body's reaction.
Interesting. Right.
And it went from what could be considered logical, like, is there somebody in the house? Is there a fire? Right? Are the kids okay? To the absurd.
Right.
Is my husband being replaced by some other man? Is somebody climbing in through the window? And I'm just watching my mind do this. It just flit down from idea to idea to idea until it found something. And as soon as it landed on something and could sink its teeth into that, that was it. I was now in a full-blown panic. And it was totally irrational. It was my daughter is going to be teased in school that particular night.
Okay.
A different night, it would have been something else.
Right.
Okay. But nothing to do with what was actually going on.
Not based in reality. Right.
Not based in any reality.
Just something that part landed on that day.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly. So now I started to, okay, how do I deal with this? How do I take all this information that I've learned and create a technique that will help anybody to transform any behavior that's not working for them?
Right. That's awesome.
And I landed on 4 steps, which really started to support me. And once I started to apply these 4 steps, I watched, and, it took me about 6 weeks, Jeff, to deal with this panic. And after about 6 weeks, I was looking inside myself, and I'm going, where's the panic? And it just wasn't there.
Interesting.
It was just gone. Like my nervous system was just completely healed. Right.
Wow.
And then I had this other thing where I just kept quitting everything, right? Like, strong commitment and then like that turn off with accounting. Well, that kept happening to me.
Okay.
Just completely turned off different stuff.
Yeah, I had that. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So then I started looking, okay, can I deal with that? And I started to apply the 4 steps towards this quitting thing. Okay. And then that disappeared. And then I started applying it towards all these.
Before we move on, like I just decided that quitting's okay. So maybe I.
Yeah, well, that's another way to deal with it, right? Everything's fine.
There's this whole
I can live with myself.
There's this whole book about it's okay to quit, right? Like, so I read that and I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it depends on what you're quitting, I suppose, maybe. Like you can't quit your kids, right? But if you pick up a guitar and think, maybe this will be fun, and then you put it down 6 months later and you go, nope, that's okay.
Yes.
But you can't quit certain things. So I guess maybe it was a heavier version of quit, maybe.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like, and it also depends, Jeff, on why you're quitting something, right? Like, if somebody's quitting because they don't feel good enough, then that's a totally different issue than I'm just not interested in guitar lessons, right?
Right. Okay.
So for me, it was definitely based on the history that I had grown up in, right? I never felt like I could achieve anything. There was a deep fear of failure and success mixed in together.
So it's all contextual.
It was all contextual. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So again,
I can keep quitting guitar as much as I want.
Exactly. You got it. Right.
I'm not interested in that. Okay, good. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I'm really happy now that you were able to encode this and transmit this because it sounds really neat and amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really effective. And then, I thought, okay, can I can I teach people this? Like, I didn't know, right? I just knew, okay, I now know how to fix myself, which was like a
Right.
huge relief.
Right.
And fix, what a terrible word. I knew how to
Reprogram is a good word. I don't know.
reprogram,
Rewrite,
rewire,
rewire.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Rewire, get over all that trauma from the past that was
Right.
haunting me for
Because
decades.
when you don't know, you just think you're a shitty person, right? It all just becomes part of this identity that you kind of like think, ugh, right? You just feel like, ugh. It's kind of like
Yeah.
leads to depression and this sort of like losery. That's one of my favorite words. You feel losery. Like, I'm such a loser, right? And then you've got this other guy in your head telling you you're a loser all the time. And like, no, you're not. You're just a human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that inner critic is ruthless most of the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to reprogram that, by the way.
Right.
That
Totally.
inner critic.
Yes.
Mm,
Right.
yeah. So sorry, what was your question? Where were we?
Where were we going? I don't know. I'm just, it's really
Oh, right.
interesting.
I was telling you how I was, how I didn't know if I could teach this, right? I
Right.
didn't know if
Right,
anybody
right.
else could get it. So, I decided, all right, I'm going to try. I'm going to get like a bunch of people together, and I'm just going to try and teach them this technique and see if they learn it.
Mm.
So I gathered about 13 of my friends in my basement, and
Wow, that's great.
and I said,
I
you know
hope there
what,
were
guys?
snacks.
Yeah, exactly. I said, I don't know if this is going to be effective, but let me just try and teach you these 4 steps and see how you do. And about 50% of them got some really remarkable results. And so I thought, okay, all right, this is good. We can use this.
Well, my first question would be: you had this superpower of at least 6 months, if not more, of meditative practice, which
Oh, more, yeah, decades, like 20 years.
Well,
yeah,
see, but
yeah.
that's huge, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you can get somebody from reading a book to having awareness like that, that's something.
Yes. Yes.
That's something.
Yes.
Because, not everybody has an extra 20 years in their pocket.
Right. And people can't do what I did that first time where I slowed everything down and I was just
Right.
watching myself. People can't do that, but they don't need to. Like,
Okay, good. That just
was
happened to work for you.
I think what happened was my brain was supporting me in understanding what the issue was. Right.
Right.
And
Well,
so
also
that's why I had to learn it that way.
you learned through
But-
meditation outside of that event, right? That specific event, like that, when I'm doing this really cool meditation program on my phone now, right? And
Right.
part of it is like you're pulling apart all of the different sensory channels. And so today we're going to spend 10 minutes just listening to the body channels, just physical sensations. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we're
Yeah.
doing for 10 minutes today. Now
Yeah.
you know that channel. Actually, we spend months, just on one channel, right?
Right.
And
Right.
that's great,
Yes.
But then you have that like, it affects everything, right? Yeah, I listen now when I listen to music, I'm like, I hear this thing and I'm like, wait a minute, has that been there this whole time? It's like you're hearing individual channels in the recording instead of the whole thing at once. It changes your brain. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's almost like those years of meditation set you up
Yes.
for success. Right.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And they have researched the brain on people who meditate, and there is a definite rewiring that
changed.
occurs
Oh, yeah, big time. Oh, yeah.
based on that, right?
Totally.
And I think, if we ever get to the point where we could look at the brain using the 4 steps, I'm sure that there is something happening internally. I can feel it. People can feel it as it shifts, as the brain changes and rewires itself.
I know you only have so much time before you retire, but it would be really neat to have somebody with one of those fMRIs.
I agree.
Yeah. And then do the step thing, right? Go through the the process.
I agree.
Because
Yes,
then
yes. I actually have somebody.
that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
one of my past participants, he is now in university doing his PhD, and he says, Adele, I really want to do it on the 4 steps. I said, great, come on in.
Yeah. Get that
Bring
video.
bring the helmet. I'll wear it.
Yeah. Because I want to see that video.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's amazing. So that was let's talk a little bit about how you got over that trauma. I know, maybe just walk through what the steps, I mean, we only have a few minutes left.
Yeah,
but
just highlight the steps for you.
Yeah, that'd be
I'd
great.
love to. So the first thing you have to do, first thing, let me just define a pattern. How do you know when you're running a pattern, right? So it's comprised of all 3 pieces of a person: physical, sensation, emotion, thought. You want to break it down like that.
Okay.
What am I feeling? Where am I feeling it?
Mm-hmm.
And what is one thought that's going through my mind? Now, watch that mind, because it's a rabbit hole when you get in it.
Right.
Okay. It'll spin you into all sorts of traps like it did with me. Okay.
Right. It's
Supporting the experience. So you want to be careful that you just think one thought. Okay.
Makes
But
sense.
once you've identified the pattern, that's step 1. Just identify.
Okay.
Don't try and change it. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to fix.
Right.
Okay. Nothing to fix, everything to be. All right.
That's great.
So once you've identified, now this next thing you're going to do is you're going to play a little trick on the mind. Okay. The mind really thinks that what it believes is reality. It really, really believes that. Okay. So it really believes that the panic that I was having was because my daughter was going to get teased in school. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But I also knew on a different level, no, that's not logical.
Right.
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 And that's true for everything. Okay. So it really believes that the conflict that you're in is because, for example, you don't feel supported. But it's actually maybe, let's plant a seed of doubt that maybe that's only partially what's going on. And there's a lot more than meets the eye. Okay.
Right.
So once you planted that seed of doubt, then you can own that as a brain pattern rather than as reality. Okay.
That makes sense.
And how you do that is very simple. Step 2 is you're just going to gently say to yourself, I created this. I created my own reality. Okay.
Right.
So I created the physical sensation. I created the emotion. I created the thought. And because I created it, I can let it go. Okay. So now you're going to deconstruct the pattern. Now it sounds trickier than it is. Get my book. It's free on my website. Get my book. Okay.
The book is free. Wow. I love it.
I really want to spread this technique because people suffer too much in our world today.
Right. Right.
And
so we'll link to the free book on the website.
Yeah,
for the
please
show
do.
notes. Yep.
Because it's, I want everybody to get this technique and try it and see if it'll work for you.
Shift
4 steps to personal empowerment. Yes.
Excellent.
Okay. So step 3 sounds tricky. You're going to deconstruct the pattern. It's actually easier than it sounds. So read the book, follow the instruction. If you need any support, reach out to me. Okay. So you're going to tease that pattern apart. Your brain has plasticity. You're going to move that neural pathway and rewire. Okay.
Okay.
And then step 4 is where you create that new pattern. Okay. And again, all of these instructions are in the book. But that's basically all you're doing. You're using the brain's natural ability to adapt, to change, to adopt new behaviors, new patterns. You've done it all your life from the time you were born all the way up through adulthood.
Yeah.
So let's just use it.
Yeah.
Let's just use it systematically instead of letting the brain do it spontaneously.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to take that same thing that your brain does all the time and just make it systematic so that you're in control of it.
That's great.
Rather than your brain.
Right.
Okay. And then you just wait. It takes about 6 weeks, like I said, for your brain to get the hang of it. Okay.
Right.
And learn how to rewire itself.
Yeah. I get that.
And then after that, it actually gets easier and easier and easier, and you just start to roll with it.
Interesting.
Now, it is something that you have to do every day. I still do it every day. I've been 20 years into this.
Wow.
Well
so it's
worth
like a daily practice.
It's a daily practice like meditation. However, to repattern your brain, for one pattern takes maybe 5 minutes. It's not a huge deal.
It's not a huge commitment on a daily basis.
It's not a huge commitment on a daily basis, but it is something you have to keep up. It's like
a practice, you know. So
it's like exercise, right?
Yeah,
if you let it go,
it's
like exercise for your
that
brain.
Spanish you lost, but way back in Venezuela.
Exactly.
Anything you don't use, you will lose.
Yes. And you will notice like your level of happiness increases, your level of capacity to deal with situations. I mean, now I'm like, go ahead, life, bring it on. Like whatever you throw at me, I can deal with. Right. And most of the people who use this technique feel the same way. It's like, yeah, go on, life, give me a worst. I got this now.
That's great. So, no, that's awesome. So like before we wrap up, so we're going to say adelespraggon.com and ask
actually, if they go to shiftforsteps.com, that's where you can get a free copy of my book. You can get it through Adele Spraggon, but that's my thought leadership. It's harder to find in there.
Okay.
So go to shift4steps.com.
Shift4steps.com.
Shift4steps.
Got it. Okay, we'll put that in the show notes too. But
awesome.
So like, I know I have 7 more minutes, so feel free to leave, but I'm just kidding. But I just discovered this thing about sunlight in the morning, which is just sort of transformational, right?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So there was Andrew Huberman. He's like a neuroscientist. He's got a podcast. Mm-hmm. So he talked a lot about this, but then I saw like a really fun video on YouTube that reminded me of all that stuff I forgot about. So it's all about getting out in the sun in the morning. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And it's got all
nature,
of these,
vitamin D.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely vitamin D, but there's another thing on top of that. That's like getting like photons on your skin, which is really good for you. And, you know, we're all vitamin D deficient. This is a different thing. So like getting like photons into your eyeballs before 10 a.m., right? Like what it'll do is combine with a couple other easy steps. You want to get like electrolytes, like a little bit of salt, like a pinch of salt.
Salt and water?
In water, maybe with a little lemon juice, out of bed. And then sometime before 10 a.m., walk in morning sun for about 15, 20 minutes, as much time as you've got, you know. That is huge. And then delay your coffee for like 90 minutes.
Oh, okay. So, and what changes are you noticing?
So the goal of all of that is to, like, if you just start your day, you're going to ramp up your cortisol like immediately. Like if you just jump into your email, right? You're going to start building up cortisol like you're at work, and you haven't cleared, right, your nighttime cortisol yet. So you're just giving if you have time, you're giving your body a chance to clear cortisol, right? It's like, don't jump into the day and start scaring yourself immediately. Give yourself a little bit of buffer, right? And that's what this does. So that morning light helps do that. And then if you're delaying the caffeine is really hard. So that you're waiting 90 minutes before you have a cup of coffee. That's really hard. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. You know, wait as long
maybe water and then caffeine.
Wait as long as you can. And then eventually you'll get to the 90 minutes. So it turns out when you get out of bed, there's this other chemical I can't remember that it interacts with caffeine and sort of like, it's like you're still going to get a buzz from the coffee, but you don't really need it until another 90 minutes goes by. There's this, I think it's called adenosine, but I'm probably wrong. But anyway, getting out of bed, you've got this. See, these are just all simple little mundane things that you can learn now. That I always want to share, because if I don't record it on the podcast, then I haven't done my bit to say, this is amazing and it works. This is amazing and it works. Then yes, you feel calmer all day, but like the net effect is it's really easier to go to sleep too. Whenever.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because the morning light
sunlight in the morning,
it
allows you to sleep at night.
Yes. It's setting that body clock to be ready to sleep at the right time. It's like seeing the light at a particular angle before 10 a.m. Sort of like resets that circadian rhythm clock. And keep doing it. It's good. Anyway, there's my
Well, we
thing.
really are, we forget that we're nature's creatures, right? Like, we really do. We forget because we live in this artificial world.
Nobody would have thought that, right? That
Exactly.
because when you're in, like a human, say, like living on the savannah, you don't have to think about getting up and walking in morning sun. You're just doing it. You have to. Right? We're not, we're not living in the cave looking at the screen this big. Anyway.
Yeah. And there was no coffee back then.
That's a whole nother story. There's so many interesting ideas about how coffee got us to drink it.
How coffee got us to drink it. I love that. Anyway,
Adele, this has been a blast.
Good. Well, it was a great fun.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Thankfully, we got it all together. It took a while, but we did it.
Did it take Oh, yes, of course, because I screwed up the time.
No.
Had to cancel on you.
No. But we got it done, and it was great. So thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for doing what you do.
Good luck on the transmitting this thing, and I hope everybody gets the free book. It sounds awesome. I'm going to read it.
I hope you do too, and I hope you enjoy it and get everything out of it. And yes.
And if I need help, I've got your email.
And you know where to find me. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
All right, Jeff. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for taking the time to ride along with us on another episode of Vroom Vroom Veer. For podcast info and show notes, be sure to head over to vvveer.com. That's VVER.com. Man, that's fun to say. And we'll catch up with you next time here on Vroom Vroom Veer.